The hotel far surpassed his expectations. The lobby stretched wide, with glass elevators rising several floors beneath a lofty cathedral ceiling, mezzanine balconies overlooking the space, and grand staircases that added to the sense of elegance. The reception desk felt almost distant in the vastness. "I have a reservation," he said, handing over his credit card. From experience, this was faster than giving his name, and after a long day of work and packing, all he wanted was a bath and a quick rest. "Ah, yes. We've prepared a special room for you," said the assistant manager, who had stepped out from behind the desk to greet him personally. "Here's your room number and key card. Elias will take your bag up for you." "Thank you," he replied. He followed Elias to the elevator, both of them moving in quiet companionship. The suite was modest but elegant, offering a clear view of the city skyline. After a quick explanation of the lighting controls, he tipped Elias and watched him leave. He found the bathroom, turned on the tap, and sat on the bed to begin undressing, carefully folding his clothes and placing his polished shoes neatly on top. At first, he hadn't noticed the bag, but as he checked the water temperature, it caught his eye. On a nearby shelf were several items: shampoo, conditioner, and a note that read, "Hair first, body next." He smiled at the attention to detail. One bottle was labeled PID with bold instructions: set a timer for 5 minutes, then add the contents to the bath. Remain immersed for the full duration, then rinse thoroughly with cold water for at least 1 minute. "Hair first, body next," he murmured with a smile, lathering the shampoo into his hair and washing away the day's grime. The fragrance was floral with a subtle hint of spice. After letting it sit, he rinsed and applied the conditioner, enjoying its warm, spicy floral scent. Wrapping a towel around his hair, he set a timer on his phone. As he reached for the PID, a comforting warmth spread through him, almost like a gentle heat treatment. When the timer went off, he was ready to step out. Following the cold rinse, he applied a soothing, full-body moisturizer from the bag. It left a pleasant tingling sensation, and his skin felt perfectly smooth. Next, he turned his attention to nail polish. He wasn't experienced, though he had painted toenails before. His nails were tidy, so why not indulge in something relaxing? A bottle of facial cream was next, designed to smooth away roughness and soften the skin. The day had left its mark, and he was curious how this would feel. Instructions were simple: apply the mask for 5 minutes, then follow with a cold washcloth and moisturizer. Holding the bottle, he felt oddly vulnerable, not just in clothing, but exposed in a new sense. He carefully followed the directions, then decided to apply a small amount beneath his eyebrows. Moving to the walk-in wardrobe, he paused. Women's clothing hung neatly on racks: soft fabrics, delicate lace, and intricate designs that were a world away from his usual shirts and pants. On the floor were 2 pairs of shoes, one casual, one more formal. The dressing table held a hairdryer, brushes, and a jewelry box, all thoughtfully arranged. His eyes fell on the clip-on earrings, then on a drawer containing undergarments with subtle shaping inserts, designed to complement the outfits. Everything had been considered, right down to the smallest details. In another drawer, he discovered stockings in a range of shades and designs, each pair neatly folded and sealed. Just then, the timer sounded. He hurried back to the bathroom, removed the mask and disposed of it, then pressed his face into a cold, damp towel. When he finally lowered it, he paused, startled by his reflection. Was it simply the removal of hair between his brows that had made such a difference? Everything looked even now, balanced. And if he'd gone slightly too far, it was nothing that couldn't be corrected. This wasn't his city, and he wasn't here to be himself. He was here to step into someone else. He gently worked moisturizer into his face, struck by how renewed his skin felt. Skincare had never mattered much to him before, but that was clearly changing. This was something he could enjoy, maybe even make part of a daily routine. He traced his cheekbones, noticing the softness beneath his fingertips. How had he never paid attention to this before? Did skin need to be smooth to truly be appreciated? He unwound the towel from his hair and realized the shampoo or conditioner, or perhaps both, had lightened it noticeably. When dry, it was nearly blonde. Picking up the hairdryer, he ran his fingers through the strands before guiding a brush underneath to shape it. His hair was full and long, something he had always kept hidden. Some changes, he realized, were harder to reverse, but knowing that meant understanding your choices. Despite his lack of experience, the result was nearly perfect, a smooth bob that framed his face. Clothes, after all, were just layers. What mattered was choice, what you put on, what you take off. But first came the foundation. Everything was there. Soft underwear designed to sit smoothly, a fitted top with subtle inserts to create shape, followed by the ideal dress and matching shoes. The earrings were optional, but the handbag felt inevitable, it completed the look. A light touch of makeup would bring it together. Could he manage it? Eyeliner required care, mascara needed restraint, and lipstick could be adjusted. The rule was simple: subtlety. This wasn't about exaggeration. Any thought of resting was gone. He felt alive, more than that, he felt radiant. For the first time in his life, he truly felt beautiful. Standing before the full-length mirror, he studied the figure staring back at him. "Careful with your elbows," he murmured, gently correcting the woman in the reflection, speaking with a voice that felt close to hers, even if it had never been his. The doorbell rang. Energy surged through him as he crossed the room. He opened the door without hesitation. Julian stood there, stunned, eyes wide and bright. "That answers my question," Julian said softly. "It does," the woman replied with a calm smile. "I hope you brought the ring. Tonight, I'm ready to accept who I am, and who I'll be with you." Julian held the ring for a moment, then tucked it back into his jacket. He needed his hands free to draw her close and hold her with all the certainty of someone embracing the person they were always meant to be with. If you appreciated this story and wish to show your support, don't forget to join me on Patreon for exclusive content.